Do you feel overwhelmed with the amount of data you have and you don't know how to organize it? Well, today's video is actually about that. I think it was yesterday I was speaking to one of my clients and he was getting a bit confused as to where he should put his data. And what I explained to him, basically there are three different types of data. There's data that you use on a daily basis. There is an archive of your data, and there is a backup of your data. And obviously the backup is part of the archive as well. So, and I'll go through it. The data that you use every day is stuff that's on your computer. So if you're working with clients or your accountant or whatever, you kind of need to have data available to you at all times. And most of these cloud services, for instance, G Suite has the ability to choose whether it's just on the cloud or whether it's on both. It's kind of synced. I mean, it's always synced, but so if you don't have internet connection, you can still access that data. A backup is literally just that, a backup. So if you lose your computer or whatever, and that data isn't anywhere else, you want to be able to fall back on the backup. Now, there's a caveat to that because obviously some people think that having your data on the cloud is a backup, and it's not. That is your working data. You still need to back up your data. It's it's a topic for another video on that one. And the third one is basically an archive. Now, an archive to me, and what it should be, is stuff that you need to keep, but don't need to have access to it at all times. So you have a hard drive or a system like a NAS where you archive all your data, so you can always fall back on it. Now, obviously, financial data you need to keep for about 5 years. So, you know, for the I usually keep everything on my computer, but you can keep 3 years of your past on your computer, and everything else before that is an archive, basically. Photographers, for instance, they will work with a project. They will, you know, actually work on it and forget about it and archive it. And then, but the archive is also backed up because the whole point of a backup is making sure that your data is in more places. So if you archive it, that's not a backup, that's an archive. So you need to make sure you have a system in place where you back up the archive. So you're basically backing up archive and backing up your backup in some instances, which I've done many times, and backing up your working data, which is the stuff that's on your computer or your cloud service. I hope that makes sense. Be interesting to know how you organize your data and your files and whether you have a backup system. Anyway, put your comments down below. I'd like to know how you work on that. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Keep it simple. Bye-bye.